compare like the artists that you've worked with in Florida to now this other crew of rappers that you've gotten used to being around in terms of like Dirk and Vaughn and everything? Like, was there a big difference like in terms of the types of dudes that they were, or was it pretty smooth?
Nah, the type of dudes they the same, but now it's like I'm going through identity crisis. Because
You don't know if you're.
I don't know if I'm from Florida or if I'm from Chicago, because sometimes I talk both because I'm so used to talking with Vaughn and Get Back Gang, and I'm like, we've been in the road for so long, that's all I'm hearing is them talk. So it's like lingos get picked up, talking get picked up. So everybody kind of the same dude. It's just like Chicago, Atlanta, Tennessee. It's just people.
Right.
But as far as their culture, I just love everything about when I'm working with an artist, just seeing how they is and how they carry themselves and how they talk and how. So I guess it's just making me being more of a chameleon, and I'm adapting to more different things. Like I could go to Chicago and move around and know it everywhere. I could go to, you know what I'm saying, LA and move around because I know a couple shit. So it's more of a positive side because now I could travel the world with my brothers and make money.
Right. Definitely. So we all heard like everything, you know, you obviously went into full detail about what happened that night with Vaughn. How has your life been since then? And how, like, what has it taken for you to find some level of normalcy after losing that? And has it ever made you feel like, you know, in any way defeated about doing this when two of the biggest artists that you've worked with, one has been, you know, locked up for a couple of years and the other one is gone now?
The Melly thing, no, because he's coming home. It's a bump in the road. It haven't done nothing but positive since he's been locked up. He's been getting more successful, more bigger, changing the dynamic of music, getting better contracts, and him growing more as a young man and learning where he at in life. So no, not the Melly situation. I feel like it's a learning experience. But the Vaughn situation, that was actually my first time getting shot ever. That was my first time losing a homeboy, like not losing a homeboy because I done lost good friends, but just that was the first time losing someone in that the public life. Like you lost friends before,
right?
But I ain't never lose
somebody that was being
so
mourned by millions at the same time.
So and I'm realizing like, yo, a lot of people take scenarios different. Like you got people who think that I set Vaughn up.
And that's a big part of why you came out and spoke initially, right? Was having to read shit like that
for academics.
Yeah.
No, actually, when I did academics, I ain't come out for me at all. There was nothing getting tossed around me. Nobody didn't know nothing. I just didn't like how everybody and the people was talking about the guys and everybody that really loved Vaughn, and I just couldn't stand on it. And me and Ak had a great relationship, and the platform was there. And when Asian Doll, which, you know, I rock with Asian Doll, I feel like she's a talented and good person, and Vaughn really loved Asian Doll. But I feel like when she came out and she gave that confirmation like she did, and she didn't kind of give a perspective that she was speaking through another type of realm or spiritual reader, just to give people a different input so they could make their own assumption. Right. She kind of did it abroad where you would think she was literally talking to Vaughn before he died. And I didn't want that to kind of marinate, like stuck with people and don't give people a chance to really observe the situation. So I was forced to come out and kind of clarify it. But that situation is just different, bro, because I'm just realizing, like, it comes with a lot. Because I'm dealing with the loss, his family's dealing with the loss, and I'm hands-on with his family. I'm hands-on with his kids and the business. But the media seem to just kind of want to make their own narrative with it. Like, what people should have did in the line of fire when stuff's getting done, what happened, who's this and who's a hero. Like, bro, it was a real life situation that was kind of like unpredictable, and it's sad, and we dealing with it as a community and as fans and as family, but people don't give people a chance to deal with their own grief because they got their own, like, I guess, thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to wrap up a narrative and just be like, oh, look, it happened because this guy fucked up, and it's just, life is not that simple, you know? Things are never that simple.
I want to clear one of the narratives since I'm up here. The narrative of like, hey, bro, you set Vaughn up. You his manager. You set him up. Let me just educate people right quick. Vaughn was not signed to me on a record label. Vaughn was signed. I was just Vaughn's manager. So as a manager, you work with the artists and you make profit when they're alive. Now, when he passed passed away, like that management agreement no longer is valid, and
The label keeps making money.
The label
forever,
keep making
but-
money because it becomes an estate. Now
Right.
his estate go and make profit. No work after Vaughn passing is I will make profit on because there's nothing to do. It's
Right.
really the videos and everything still go to his estate. So I'm actually I actually was in the hole when Vaughn passed because I have to refund all the shows, give all the money back, make sure the funeral and everything is still situated, make sure his family's still good through my own personal belief because that was really my brother.
Right.
So there's no way it makes sense for me to set someone up
And it's
and
crazy.
devastate my life
And you
and his
even
life.
having to respond to a criticism that is the most cynical, evil thing that I could ever imagine, where they're basically imagining you to be some sort of super villain that would rather see his own homie die to make money. Like,
That's
I mean,
crazy.
it's insane that you even have to acknowledge this, that this is the kind of stuff that passes for like news and hip hop.
But that's just one of the narratives, and there's other narratives was just like this homeboy is like not being there for him because that listen man, that was a weird night, and there was a lot of situations that happened. There was a lot of people that got hurt. There was a lot of people involved. There was a lot of police and a lot of things. So I just feel like people just need to give it grief on your own. Like I know some of them really love Vaughn and they really heartbroken and they want something to be able to pick the blame and
Make it make sense.
and make it make sense. But man, nothing can make sense that night of what happened. So if anything, if you love the person and you love their music and you believe what they stood for, you gotta love who they love. You gotta
Right.
embrace who they embrace, and you gotta kind of learn and get together. Cause that's a real person, a real brother. Like that's a real father that we lost. So it's not no video game. It's not a movie.
As bad as it seemed when I saw the picture of him with his kid right after, that just really underscored how terrible this whole situation was, man.
Facts. And it's a tough situation, but we're gonna get through it as a family, as a team, and as a community. And I'm cool with people having judgment and wanting to make themselves feel good, but the narratives that you guys are spreading is horrible and it's false, and it's not even like you're really hurting other people. You're not hurting me because y'all ain't gonna there's nothing y'all could do to me physically or whatever. But it's just like you're giving other people insights that's false when we
Right.
should not be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a community. Black, white, whatever you want to call it, I'm saying the message we preach in this world, in America, we don't really apply to it because the moment things go left, y'all rather put the narrative on everything bad and hurt other people rather than mourn and grow as a community.
Right.
So
And
that's sad.
I mean, anytime you ever been in a fight, or never mind, I've never been in a shootout, thank God, but I mean, these things happen so fucking quickly that people want to act as if everybody is going to be able to act 100% intelligently in that moment. And when I heard you talk about it on Act, you sounded like you were being 100% honest about the fact that it was like a 5-second incident that
Yeah.
just had
Exploded.
a really terrible result. But it's like nobody knew what the fuck was happening in that moment. Because let's be real, there was probably a lot of people that would have loved to intervene if they had been able to
Yeah, for
make
sure.
sense of what was happening there.
For sure, it was just a horrible night and something we gotta deal with for the rest of our life. And everybody that was involved in that situation is gonna learn from it, and they're gonna be better people, and they're gonna be better brothers, sisters, and they're gonna just try to do the right thing because the life is short. Like man, Vaughn was a very talented and still a very talented individual, good-hearted, one of the realest people. Like take care of his guys, take care of his neighborhood, take care of his family. So it's an unfortunate situation, and that's someone that I deal with it every day, just from not only physically from being physically shot, mentally or business wise, just hurting because it's someone that I wish was by me. It's someone that I want to see successful, past beyond what he is success now. But I wanted him to see it because he deserved it. He put in the work, and he's never gonna get that moment. But we're gonna give it to him through his homeboys, through his guys, through his family and stuff.
Right, 100%. Seeing Quando put a song out about it, or essentially referring to it. How did that sit with you? How do you feel about the way that a lot of this is played out? Obviously he's got to continue to go about his career, but some people have thought that some of the stuff he said or did was a little out of the ordinary and disrespectful.
I'm not from that side. I don't know anything about that side. I can't really comment on it. That's how he rocking. That's how he rocking. That's hey,
Right.
to each his own.
Yeah. For sure. So, yeah, what do you got coming up in terms of you have all these artists. Which are the ones that are set to make noise coming up in terms of
Right now,
Yeah, like shit that they have coming out soon and stuff.
I'm excited about these two guys that I started working with, Armin and Trey. And you guys probably know them from YouTube and doing a lot of things, and they have a good music background. So I'm excited about them. I'm excited about my brother that's here, Wiz.
Yeah, you want to pull the other mic up?
Yes, sir.
We're gonna get an introduction
Definitely
here as
excited
well.
about him. He's someone who I really just admire, just his story and just what he went through and what he's going through and how he carry himself, bro.
Okay.
I feel like once the world gets to know him, and Kodak home and Kodak 100%, you know what I'm saying?
We got the mic. This is gonna bring it in.
Kodak 100% getting behind him, and
Yeah, how long until Kodak's actually home?
he's home now.
Oh, he's actually home.
Yeah, so I feel like he's gonna be special. And you got Muwop. Feel like Muwop definitely, the whole Get Back gang, DQ, Prince Dre, Boss Top. They got a lot of stuff stirring up right now. Rico Cartel, FCG Heem, man, really a lot of artists that I'm working with right now on the come up is like really working, and I'm seeing the result. But y'all just not there yet with it.